administration backed out of it in 2018. And this is USA Radio News.
At the American Veterinary Medical Association annual convention in Washington, D.C., I spoke with Dr. John Howe, AVMA president, about One Health.
One Health is really a collaboration between physicians and veterinarians or public health officials. For example, in Minnesota, our state public health veterinarian deals with zoonotic diseases, rabies, for example. Animals are sentinels for humans, and humans are sentinels for some infections in animals.
There's more valuable information at avma.org.
The U.S. is approaching 200,000 COVID-related deaths. In fact, the nation could surpass that number within the next 24 hours. The U.S. has the highest number of deaths from the virus than any other country, followed by Brazil and India, according to researchers at Johns Hopkins University of Medicine. Spikes in COVID-19 cases are being seen again in other countries.
There were also 112 new deaths reported in the southeastern
Asian
country.
That's USA Radio.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Complaints about exotic animals being kept as pets are on the rise in New York City. From the 1st of January through last week, the city's 311 hotline logging 315 calls about illegal animals, a 77% increase over that period last year. The New York Post is reporting rooster complaints are leading the way, followed by calls about ferrets, iguanas, snakes, and monkeys. Queens had the most complaints, followed by Brooklyn. Matthew Wolff springboarded himself into the hunt with an awe-inspiring round yesterday at the U.S. Open at Winged Foot in Mamaroneck, New York. The 21-year-old Californian shooting a 5-under-65 to take a two-shot lead over Bryson DeChambeau heading into today's final round. Patrick Reed, the leader after 36 holes, shot 7 over yesterday. He's now 8 shots off the pace. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review for the September 20th, 2020. So, it's a cold day today, very cold. This morning I came in, it's 39 degrees right now. It's very cold out there. Getting towards the end of September now. Couple of days before the end of September and we will be in October. Fall is actually coming up. I believe it is Monday. So we're in the final days of summer and it is feeling a lot like fall this morning. 39 degrees currently right now with a high of 61 today. Monday, tomorrow, 64. Tuesday, 69. Wednesday and Thursday will be the picks of the week, 78 and 80 respectively in Middleboro. Taunton, Massachusetts, it's currently 40 degrees, 61 for the high today, and the pick of the week will be Wednesday and Thursday for Taunton. Driscoll, Texas, currently right now, 66 degrees with a high of 89 today. Tomorrow, rain, 81. And Driscoll, North Dakota, 78 degrees for the high today. Currently 61 degrees. I want to say good morning to everyone who's listening on the radio here at WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. Today is the 20th of September. I want to say good morning to everyone who's listening on the Facebook as well. You can listen to us a lot of different ways. You get the Facebook, Middleboro in Review by Joey Driscoll on WVBF. I think it's Middleboro in Review on WVBF by Joey Driscoll. Something like that. Or you could just type in Middleboro in Review and I think it will come up as well. We have a YouTube channel as well that you can look at as well. Middleboro in Review, all lowercase. And also the audio now number, 605-562-7958. A lot of ways to listen to us here on WVBF. So, start off with our sports segment today, because a lot of interesting things have happened in sports this week and also yesterday. So, the Patriots today, or tonight actually, have a game. They face the Seattle Seahawks. They are going to be in a very tough battle with the Seahawks. I think this is going to be a battle. Both teams are really good. Both quarterbacks are really good, Cam Newton and Russell Wilson. So it should be a fun matchup. We will see who ends up winning that matchup. And it should be extremely fun to watch. And Sunday Night Football as well, which is always fun to watch. I love Sunday Night Football games. And I'm going to love this game. Patriots versus Seahawks, Week 2. Finishing off the main portion of the games with a bang. The NFL itself has a couple of great games as well. Panthers and Buccaneers are going to be going at it. Cowboys and Falcons also going at it as well. Jets, 49ers, Broncos, and Steelers. Just a plethora of great games. Bills and Dolphins in the AFC East. That's going to be a matchup as well. Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs look to go 2-0. And the Raiders versus the Saints in Week 2. So it's going to be a great week in the NFL. Week number 2. In the NHL, last night, the Dallas Stars beat Tampa Bay 4-1. They take a 1-0 lead over Tampa in the Stanley Cup Final. Very interesting Stanley Cup Final this year. 2020 Stanley Cup. So Dallas is now 3 games away from the Stanley Cup. It would be great to see Dallas win. It'd be great to see either of these teams win. Tampa is really good too. I like both teams. I'm cheering for both of them. In the NBA, last night, the Celtics defeated the Miami Heat 117-106 and now cut the deficit to 2-1. Miami has a 2-1 lead. Game number 4 will be, I believe it's Monday night. Let me check that out. Actually, it says Wednesday night. Tonight will be Game 2 of the Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers won Game 1 and look to take a 2-0 lead over Denver tonight. So that is very interesting in the sports world. we'll see what happens in those two series. I'd love to see the Celtics versus the Lakers. I think that would be a great matchup as well. So we're going to take a little bit of an earlier break this week. When we return, we're going to have a couple of great topics to talk about today. We have a event coming up next month. It will be a month-long event in Middleboro and to celebrate the month of October and Halloween. We'll talk about the hazardous waste collections that are going on right now and for the next couple of months. I think it's important to talk about things like this and get information out to the public on that. And there'll be some other great things as well today in history at the end of the show for September 20th, 2020. So you are listening to Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We will be right back here on Middleboro in Review. All right.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year. And as a non-profit organization,
It is cold out there today.
various veteran
Like
care
I said,
facilities
39
and
degrees
veteran
coming in
charities. To learn more
today.
about the Combat Veteran
Very cold.
Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
So it's just going to be that much better when it gets to Wednesday and Thursday. Like I said, those are the picks of the week.
And one of the things we
Very
like to do
warm
to support
weather there.
people in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you
What?
belong to a nonprofit
Yeah, the commercials are around.
organization, or if you're an official with your town government, send your
The-
community announcements
Facebook.
along to our email address.
Not talking to myself.
It's safe.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Lots of people like that too, if you have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF
Alright.
1530.
I
don't have a toddy stuff, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
That's WVBF.
I just got my sports segment out of the way.
at hotmail.com.
So that's how I killed the first segment. Yeah, just doing the sports.
Our hometown radio station
It was quite a bit of sports to talk about. So
WVBF
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
99.7.
made a segment out
I
of
got
it.
your coffee there, buddy.
Thank you.
Coffee delivered.
Coffee
you.
delivered.
For the
Hi, this is Jim.
host of the
Hope you can join me every
Middleboro
Sunday
Review
from
Show.
1 to 2 o'clock here on WBBF, the sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great
Oh,
Irish music,
boy.
some folk, traditional, country,
What?
and
Nothing
contemporary,
had to
and
store.
sometimes some live singers
Okay.
in the studio, and to make you laugh some Irish
All right.
comedy.
Who's on
On
board? Who's
Sundays
listening?
from
Anybody?
1 to 2,
Nobody?
Paul Lazarovich.
Oh, great.
And Scott.
Scott too, huh?
hometowntalkradio.com.
One more.
Good dear friend Scott. I've known him since I was 14 years
Hi,
old.
this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talkin' Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green. Join us for informative interviews and fun information about birds and birding. It's Talkin' Birds, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9, here on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
right.
Going with Martha or what?
Yep, doing that in just a second here.
You do costume too?
Not this break. Next break. Three, 2, 1. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. September the 20th, 2020, 9/20/20. And we're going to say good morning to Dawn.
Good morning, Joe.
How are you, Dawn?
Not bad. How are you? A little brisk and chilly out this morning.
39
September 20th.
degrees. Yeah.
A little early, huh?
It's cold.
It's a little early.
So I want to, again,
Yikes.
I want to say good morning to people on Facebook. Scott's listening
Got it.
on Facebook, and Paul Lazarovich is listening on Facebook as well. The host of Cranberry Country Journal on Saturdays at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. He had a great show yesterday. He had me on at the end of the show. I want to thank him for having me on.
What do you talk about?
Oh, we just talked a little bit about my how long I've had my show and how long I've been at the radio station and
All right.
things like that. And it was really, really great.
He always says you're the go-to
thank you,
guy.
Paul.
You're the go-to guy, right?
Yeah. So I want to thank Paul Lazarovich for having me on.
I want to thank
his
Paul
show.
too, because he compliments you all the time, and that makes me feel good. I mean, you deserve it because you do such a good job. I think, in my opinion, and that's good.
All right. Well, before we get to our next segment, let's talk about Williams Trading Post. Williams Trading Post is now open. They opened at the beginning of the month for the fall season. They are open Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 5, and Thursday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5. They're going to be selling pumpkins, mums, perennials, fall annuals, ornamental peppers, and a lot more. So definitely go visit them. They are located at 556 Wareham Street in Middleboro, Massachusetts. And their number is 508-947-1598. Okay. So at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that Middleboro is going to have an event, a month-long event that's going to be going on in Middleboro. And this is an article from the Enterprise News. And it's called Halloween Celebrations Are in Doubt, but Middleboro has a fun, spooky way to celebrate the holiday. From October the 1st to the 31st, Middleboro residents and businesses can sign up and compete to create a pumpkin display. Visitors can then vote at the end for their favorite displays. Fall into autumn with Middleboro's first Pumpkin Romp, a month-long event to spice up the spooky season. From October the 1st to the 31st, Middleboro residents and businesses can sign up and compete to create a pumpkin display. Visitors can then vote at the end for their favorite displays. With Halloween quickly approaching and a lot still unknown as the coronavirus pandemic continues to evolve, Melissa Morrison offered a different option to help create and perhaps a new tradition for the Middleboro community. For families, there is a $10 entry fee to be put on the map and participate in the competition. The winning residents will receive baskets filled with gift certificates, products, and services from local businesses. Businesses are encouraged to participate by setting up family-friendly scenes in their stores or front window. There is a $15 entry fee. The businesses participating in the contest will win ribbons, certificates, and lots of foot traffic to their stores. Businesses that donate toward the prizes will also get their link to their website placed on the Heart in Art website on its donor page until August the 31st, 2021. Those only interested in voting pay a $3 entry fee to receive a map and 3 ballots to cast their votes for their favorite displays. To get any more information, or if you have additional questions, contact Odie Morrison with any additional questions. Sign up by going to theheartinart.org or by calling 508-574-4898. So that sounds like a really fun event going on in Middleboro. I think that is a really cool thing to get the community involved and to get businesses involved as well, and to help businesses too.
I think at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone's thinking ahead. Oh my God, everything's going to be canceled. Halloween's canceled. Everything's canceled. Yeah, a lot got canceled. But it seems like they're figuring out ways to keep the traditions going as far as Halloween and getting the parties going and enjoying life. So there is life after COVID, right?
Yeah. I think this is a great event.
Sure.
And really, it gets the community involved. It really does. It's like I said, it's a month-long event. You can vote for your favorite displays. It's really, really a fun event. And it's really one of the many events that Middleboro has that gets the community involved. And I think that's a really good thing.
Sure. Middleboro has, like I said, they have their act together on almost everything. Town's pretty much squared away as far as a lot to do. They have I've said this before, they have their own municipal plants. They do a lot of stuff in-house as far as, they're just got a good approach. They always have, compared to other towns, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. So, if we have any more updates on this event that we can share with you, we will do so here on Middleboro in Review. It's still about 2 weeks away before the event starts. Today is the 20th. I believe there is 10 or 11 more days left in September. Don't remember if there is. I think there's 30 days in September.
30.
Okay.
30 days in September. June and November.
I should know this. I should know this.
We were talking about this like 2 months ago. Yeah.
I should know this.
30 days in
I know.
September. Say it then.
I should know this because
30 days in September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except February.
it is hard to remember though.
28, makes 29. Sing it. Sing, everybody. Sing. Come on.
All right. Well,
September. That's the beginning of the phrase. 30 days in September. April, June, and November.
So, what I talked about in the last segment, like I said,
you got that song in your mind. Right?
Can't wait for 1 o'clock this afternoon with the NFL football games going on, and 8 o'clock for the Patriots. It should be a fun game. Seahawks versus the Patriots. Russell Wilson versus Cam Newton.
I like Russell Wilson. I think he's a class act. I always have. Always liked him.
It's gonna be a fun matchup. Sunday night football. That's always fun. Always. Doesn't matter who's playing. It's just the being under the lights, playing football is just a great feeling.
It's funny too because now that we almost lost it, there was a didn't know if we were even gonna even have it. So to get it back, it makes you more appreciative of what you have, I guess sometimes.
Absolutely.
And hopefully when things get back to normal, and we're past the COVID and no one's getting sick and dying anymore, you could really take stock in what we have and how it can be taken away just like that, not because of an unseen situation. So you should be grateful every day, I guess, right?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
You know what I'm grateful for?
What are you grateful for?
44 is done. It looks like it's done, doesn't it, Joe?
It is. It is done.
Well,
on one side, I believe. Yeah.
One side?
On the rotary side of 44.
No.
Before the lights, I think.
No, they got all the arrows. They got
completely.
all the arrows, pretty much all the way from the rotary all the way to 105. They have the white lining. They have the yellow line. They put the what do they call that? The rumble strips in on the shoulder sides.
That is
both sides, and
I like that they did that.
well, they keep for sleepy
Yeah,
heads.
I like
driving
that they
down
did that.
For all you sleepy heads driving on the street, tired, you go with a rumble strip, you hear it and wakes you up. That was the whole idea of that. Same with the shoulder side. You don't want to be driving off the road.
There's more places that need to do that.
Well,
I think
they're doing it with all the newer construction anyway. They got to wait for the newer construction to be to go.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then they can do it, but I'm pretty sure they're done. I came in. It was like past 8 o'clock coming home, and the rotary for 44 East was blocked off. I think it was what night was that? Was that Sunday? I think it might have been Thursday night, and I had to go around. So I'm not 100% sure if they're 100% done. They were using the medium at 105 and 44 as a staging area pretty much through the whole project and everything. So the equipment's starting to get cleared out over there. So I'm not 100% sure if it's done, but it looks like it's done. So it's really now you have a lane to get in the left or right lanes now. The one on 105, you notice how long the left-hand lane going on the 105 East is?
Yeah.
East, right?
Yep.
North, I'm sorry. That only lane, that they doubled the amount of space on the... You notice that, Joey?
I didn't, but
You didn't know?
I will try to notice. I will try to notice next time I'm down there.
now. You're pulling way earlier now than you used to.
Yeah.
So there's room for, I don't know, 13, 14 cars maybe, if not more. So that'll keep traffic going.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good.
Because nothing's worse than if you have all these vehicles want to take a left-hand turn, and then you got the few left of, out back on the main road, that plugs up traffic. So hopefully traffic will move. I did notice it running slow a little bit because I think, like anything, people are getting used to the lines and the arrows and the left turns, the right turns. It takes time for people to figure things out and absorb it, I guess. But just like the rotary, they figured that out. And when's the last time you sat in traffic at the rotary?
Rare now.
Yeah.
It's rare
It used
now.
to be a nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it works, and people know it. The only thing you got to be careful of is that out-of-state guy who doesn't know how the rotary works because he hit it for the first time. He's camping, he's coming from the Cape, or he's down at what's the name of that campground there?
KOA.
KOA, and they just don't know. So
Or people who are flying through the rotary as well. You have to watch out for that. I've seen
whatever.
that.
I mean, you just got to make sure. I mean, you have some incidents at the rotary already, right? Rotaries, you really got to know the rotary really well.
I've had two that two, I believe.
Two.
Yeah, two.
Okay.
Wait, no, I've had three actually. Two that resulted in stops, and one that resulted in the person just speeding off. No, they kind of hit me from behind, and then they sped off. They didn't stop, and
Let's keep driving, right?
Yep.
Drive around you, bye.
They didn't stop, so
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Well, it's just as you navigate the rotary. If you're behind someone on an out-of-state plate, just realize, he's next to you. Realize that he's not going to know the rotary like you know it.
Absolutely.
So be ready for him to cut in front of you and be lost and be confused. Because it's like anything. You need to get, I've driven over hundreds of times already. I know it. You kind of know it, right?
Yeah.
But even if you come from another direction on that rotary, right?
Yeah, other directions.
Yeah, it's just
it's bad.
Right, you just got to be kind of, I got to keep an eye on things, yeah.
Yeah. And really, there's two directions that I like to go.
Right.
And then there's the other ones that I really do not like. So it just depends on what direction you're coming from.
Sometimes you get forced into it, and you've got to, you make sure you're paying attention. So where would you get Rotary talk other than Middleboro Run Review for the Middleboro Rotary, right?
Nowhere.
But it looks like the line striping's done. It looks like 44 is finally done. I'm not 100% sure because they were working. They had the road blocked off on Thursday. But I think that if they're not done, they're going to be done really. So they have to wrap this up. It's getting cold.
They've been doing a lot of paving lately.
Everywhere.
Precinct Street, too. Precinct Street's been paved.
That's funny how they paved it twice.
They paved it. They didn't put any lines down, though. They haven't put any lines down.
But what's funny? Precinct Street was like mines all over it for years. That road, you couldn't pass it.
It was a bad road.
They paved that first time like 8 years ago? Because we've been here a long time, and Precinct Street wasn't really a good cut through, and now it's wow. I see a lot of people taking Precinct Street now.
Scott just commented here on the Facebook.
Yeah.
You should try the diamond intersections that they have here in Georgia.
I'm sure we have at one point when we came to see you, right, Scott? Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'll put that on my bucket list, Scott. All right.
Well,
what's more exciting than talking about the rotary line striping, right?
Well, let's talk about the hazardous waste collections. There's a couple that are still left. I believe that there's been one weekend that's already passed last week. So now we have the next upcoming ones. September 26th in Hull and Hingham. October the 3rd in Hanover and Norwell. October 24th in Plymouth. October 31st, Halloween Day, in Weymouth. And December the 5th in Duxbury and Kingston. So, it's still quite a few left. Citizens are asked to sort latex paint from hazardous material. Usable latex paint is accepted at the Hanover collection only. And so the Hanover collection is, I don't see the date on, it's October the 3rd.
That Hanover collection area is well organized. I've drive by it a lot of times, man. It's clean as a whistle. They have dumpsters scattered in the area. It's clean. They really got a great operation over there.
So the Hanover collection, you can bring the usable latex paint there, and that is October the 3rd. Latex paint may also be dried and disposed of with regular trash, and the usable latex paint will be recycled into recolor paint in Hanover. Residents of host and co-host towns may attend their own town's collection at no charge with proof of residency. Residents of Abington, Cohasset, Duxbury, Hanson, Middleboro, Norwell, Pembroke, Plymouth, Rockland, Situate, Weymouth, and Whitman may attend any collection at their town's expense with proof of residency. Hanover, Hingham, Hull, and Kingston residents must obtain a signed authorization form from their town's responsible department to attend collections their town is not hosting or co-hosting at their town's expense. Those towns may limit subsidized quantities. Residents without required authorization or with more material than authorized need to bring a check made out to ACV ENVIRO.
That's easy to remember, huh?
Yeah. I just did it letter by letter.
Okay.
There's a space between ACV and ENVIRO.
That must be who was running the program town-wide, right? You're talking about all the towns, right?
All the towns.
So yeah, that's the billing, whoever. Yeah, okay.
For details, including acceptable materials, visit ssrcoop.info/hazardous waste or call 781-329-8318. So that's extremely important. They're the hazardous waste collections. They had them last year around this time as well. So I think when they have them, it's always important to get the information out there so people, if they have any hazardous waste to get rid of.
Yeah, time to get rid of it.
Time to get rid of it.
Time to get rid of it.
Yep, it is the time.
You know what?
Because they that's why they have the hazardous waste collections to if any residents have anything that they have to get rid of, that's something that is now there for the next couple of months in these towns.
You know what I'm surprised about? You have all these big companies who sell the paints. I don't know why they don't have a robust recycling program going on for these companies. There's a lot of companies that sell a lot of paint, and I don't think they have I'm not talking about all of them. There might be one out there. There might be one or two. But as far as the big stores, I don't think they do. And I think they should have that. I mean, if you go to any place and you have your oil changed, they're not giving you your oil back, right? Oh, by the way, here's your oil. They take care of it. I mean, there's a charge for whatever. But I mean, even if there's a small charge, that's fine to get rid of all these paints. Because now, I mean, okay, you get it pretty much with your tax dollars. I understand that. But if you don't, you got to pay. And what's it, only once or twice a year, if that, right? I feel if these companies had a robust, but they had a program to recycle the paints, I think it'd be better. Even if it was a small cost. Because they're the ones selling it to you, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If you went in every basement around here, in Cranberry Country, as Paul would say, right? How many cans of paint would you find? People just keep holding on to paints, and they just don't know what to do with them, and they don't want to, they don't want to throw them away, they don't want to make a mess. So, latex paint is crazy. I mean, I dump at a couple of transfer stations, and they don't want it at all. Even if it dries, because if it gets wet again, it gets all over the place, it gets all over the equipment. They want nothing to do with any kind of paints, nothing.
Yeah.
Even if it's dried, and I think legally they can dispose of it, but they don't want it. Because
paints are difficult.
They're a mess.
Sure.
They're a mess.
Yes. Paints are difficult.
And I don't understand why these bigger companies who sell paint don't have a recycling program to take the paints back. Even if it's a small cost. Just here you go, and they dump it into a big tank, and the truck comes in and takes it away. I think it would be better that way, in my opinion. So they're kind of getting off the hook. Because a lot of these companies, in my opinion, should have some sort of... Same with all the companies that sell TVs. Now you got on the hook to get rid of TVs to the town transfer station.
Yep.
There's only a couple companies that take TVs, but not the big stores that sold them to you. So where they end up in the woods. They end up at the end of dead-end roads. They end up all over the place. Because people don't want to pay, because there's a lot of cheap people out there who don't want to pay.
Yep.
So it goes from $30 to $50 to get rid of a TV, depending on where you take it. I take my TVs to a recycling place, and I pay a little less, but I pay a lot too.
I think there should be the bigger places, definitely.
I think, because I see them everywhere. I see TVs, everything just... People rather keep the $40 and not, or they got to get rid of it. Just like Al Guthrie, and
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Did Best Buy used to take the old TVs?
Yeah, they did. They used to take TVs. Yeah.
Okay.
They used to take TVs for free. They took but I mean, I thought that got abused too, and they stopped it.
Yeah. But
if there's a modest charge, maybe on what they sold you or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could give Best Buy a lot of credit because they did that and then they stopped because I thought a lot of people were just showing up with like their old TVs but it's just so much money to get rid of them. But then companies make money off of it too, so don't let them fool you because they disassemble it, they dissect it, and they sell the parts and whatnot. But I don't know. I just think some of these stores should take TVs and items like that back. They want to be all over the place. Want to be dumped in the woods, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
What you see, people are out of their minds, illegally dumping and stuff. That if you ever get caught, you're done.
Yeah.
Taking a big risk to save $40. It's going to cost you $4,000 in fines and whatever. Who knows after they're done with you?
All right. Well, we're gonna take another commercial break here in a minute. We're gonna hear from Spark Street Auto, the Middleboro Food Pantry as well. We're gonna hear from them. So let's take our commercial break, and we will be right back here on Middleboro in review for September the 20th, 2020, the final Middleboro review of summer. We'll be right back.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495. St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us with various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs.
This is the other programs that they have. We'll talk about the food pantry when we come back.
And temporary lodging. For more information,
I have the food pantry commercial, but we'll talk about it.
Middleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Did he put that in, or did you?
Chris put that in. I don't think I played the other one in the last break. So what?
Chris put that in.
Yeah, I don't think I played the other one the last break, but I'll just talk about it because we have the thing here. We can talk about it.
DOL.gov/FFCRA or call a trained professional at 866-4US-WAGE. This message is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor.
320. Alright. And we're back here on Middleboro in review. September 20th, 2020. So, you just heard the Sacred Heart Food Pantry, the St. Vincent de Paul commercial. talking about the other services that they provide. They also provide the food pantry. The Sacred Heart Food Pantry at 53 Oak Street in Middleboro remains open to both existing and new households in Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Families using the pantry must live in one of those 4 towns. However, income guidelines for emergency food assistance have been temporarily waived by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The pantry has more freedom to help those facing food insecurities. New households need to call 508-947-1717 and select option 2 to register before coming to the pantry in person. Anyone concerned with entering the food pantry should know that all recommendations for maintaining cleanliness and social distancing are being followed and have been reviewed with the Middleboro Health Department. No one displaying signs of sickness can enter the pantry. The pantry's personnel regularly sanitize all surfaces. They limit the number of clients in the building, requiring the wearing of masks by all volunteers and clients. They also insist on the disinfecting of hands and wearing of disposable gloves by all volunteers and clients. Anyone with concerns about coming to the pantry under these conditions should contact 508-947-1717, option 1, to discuss alternatives such as authorizing a relative or friend to pick up food. And the pantry has plenty of food. The Greater Boston Food Bank is confident it can meet the pantry's needs, so it can help anyone facing food insecurity during these uncertain times. So that's important. We continue to mention the food pantry, along with all the other things that they provide as well. I'm looking at the Facebook again here, and Scott just commented again here, and he says, all traffic shifts left into what used to be oncoming lanes before shifting back to the right. I believe he is talking about the Diamond intersections in Georgia. What are your thoughts, Don?
I don't know. I guess I guess I can't wait to drive in one, huh?
Scott says it's a relatively new interchanges. The diamond intersections.
Is it a nightmare or does it work? Shift into oncoming traffic? What's not the like, right?
Yeah, they shift left onto what used to be oncoming lanes before shifting back to the right.
Well, we're talking about traffic, right?
Yep.
I don't know, and I hate to say it this way, but I'm just gonna say it. And then you got these people monkey with the red lights in certain areas. So they gotta grow a brain and try something, right? We're talking about East Milton Square.
Yeah.
Okay, so I waited 6 light cycles coming on Edgewood Road. All right, that's from points west to East Milton Square. I couldn't believe how bad the traffic is over there. How they got the lights timed. They're crazy. They're just crazy. Maybe they were broken yesterday, but I just couldn't. I waited and waited, and you're talking a quarter mile, and all these vehicles are idling next to houses, next to families, you know. So they want to have a park, right? That's great. What good is a park if you have all these vehicles idling around you, waiting for red lights? It doesn't seem, you know, they actually, I just look at another article. If you go on and you type in East Milton Square, there's article after article about that park and how no one goes there. And they've been trying to deal with the situation for 60 years. They always had it until they blocked out the main road, Adams Street. So now you got to go around and you got to wait like 2 extra lights. Everyone squeezes onto a little bridge to go left or go right. You can go left, I guess, but it's a nightmare over there. Why would you sit at a park in all these vehicles around you, idling, waiting for lights, waiting to get through? There's traffic everywhere. That can't be a good situation, in my opinion. I don't understand why they just don't move the park and put it somewhere like on the edge of the Blue Hills or something. I don't know. I'll make it smaller. But traffic's a nightmare there. They want to have their park, but traffic's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. Every direction. I went there twice this week, and I waited. Getting off the highway, I waited 4 light cycles to go up through. Okay? Yesterday, waited 6 light cycles to get across to the other side where the fire station is and to take that right. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I'm sure if traffic's backing up to the neighborhoods, that ain't good. And there's a series of roads you can take a right off Edge Hill. I'm sorry, it's Edge Hill. There's like 5, and people are taking rights, and they're just aggravated. They're waiting, and they're going down those roads at high rates of speed. Now they're speeding because they're aggravated. That's another factor. If you sit there and you people watch, especially with traffic, and they have to wait 3 or 4 light cycles, at that point they're insane. They're out of their minds, and now they're speeding. They just want. They're like, what's going on here? And then you're going back a quarter mile into the neighborhoods. They're cutting through the neighborhoods. Now all the vehicles are cutting through the side roads now because they don't want to wait 5 light cycles. And if they come back and they realize the problem hasn't fixed, then they got to take a right, and they got to go through all these neighborhoods, and they got to speed. So I don't understand what the theory is about having this park, because I can't see quality of life being really good around that area. I mean, if you got traffic sitting in front of your house all day long, you get out of your driveway. So I don't understand why they just don't streamline that over there, open that up, make it a smaller park, open Adams Street. Get things moving around there. It's a highway. They built a highway back in the 50s. It went through East Milton Square. Sorry, it just did. Movie park. You know, and when I talk to the official, it's the state has to give them a park. Why don't they just take that money and just move the park and just make a small park and build some roads? So no one wants to even go near East Milton Square for anything. So now the businesses suffer because traffic's just gridlocked. Oh, great. All right. If I want to go get a sub, I want to go somewhere. I'm not gonna go where there's a bunch of traffic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, this isn't smart. But they're not going to open Adams Street, and they're already building the park, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with the lights. I don't think they can do anything.
Well, if we have any more information about the East Milton Square,
Well, there's a bunch of articles. Just read them.
definitely, there's a lot of reading about it.
Oh, it's crazy.
So, we have any more information in the coming weeks, we'll definitely talk about it.
And Scott knows about it. He grew up in the area. He knows how crazy it is there. It's worse. It's the worst I've seen it. I grew up in Quincy. I know that area. I've been delivering oil for 25 years, driving in that area. Yesterday was the worst I've ever seen in my life on the backup on Edge Hill Road. The worst. Maybe the light was messed up. I don't know, but I never seen it that bad. On a Saturday? Really?
All right. Today in history. We have about 2 minutes left in the program today.
Because Dawn is venting about East Milton Square.
Well, it is an important.
It's crazy.
It is important.
It's crazy. It's no need of it.
All right, 1973. Billie Jean King beats Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes tennis match at the Houston Astrodome.
1976?
1973.
Oh, 73.
73. September 20th.
Okay.
Birthdays on this day. 1878. Upton St. Clair. American novelist, critic, and essayist. He wrote the book The Jungle, which is about the harsh conditions and in industrialized cities when it comes to the meat industry as well. That is an interesting book to read, for sure. The Jungle by Upton St. Clair. George R.R. Martin, American novelist and short story writer. He was the inspiration for Game of Thrones. 1943, Ted Neely played Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie that came out in the 70s.
73, right?
73, yeah. 1990, Philip Phillips, American singer-songwriter and guitarist, known for his hit song, Home. Deaths on this day, 1973, Jim Croce, American singer-songwriter and guitarist. Very, very great singer. He had a lot of great hits. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think Operator was one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had another guy who worked with him, another acoustic. He had a lot to do with
a lot of great hits.
Success too. Yeah.
A lot of great hits for him. Passed away on this day in 1973. That was 1973, 2003.
I got a
47 years ago.
I got a name.
A lot of great.
Time in a Bottle.
Yep. A lot of great hits. 47 years ago.
There's another song he does. It's called Railroad of Riverboats, which is great. My friend Scott actually turned me on to that song. So I give him credit for that.
All right.
I love Jim Croce.
8 a.m. here on Middleboro Review. Tune in. Keep listening for Bread of Life with Pastor Van Cross coming up here. Program called Contend for the Faith is today's Bread of Life program. So, we will be back next week, September 27th, the final Middleboro Review for the month of September, and then we'll be in the month of October, heading towards the year 2021. A couple more months left in 2020. Well, we will be back next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Look at this picture.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios.
Ian Gillan was the first Jesus Christ Superstar on the album that was released initially. That was an amazing album. I enjoyed that album. It's such an amazing album. Ian Gillan is an amazing singer.
Joe.
Yep, got it. He is an amazing singer.
All
right. Well, we will see you guys next week, and everyone next week. And, yeah, September 27th, 2020. See you next week.